Welcome everybody to Beyond the Summits World Tour. We are still in the group stages. Man, this has been a quick and very eventful trip, I have to say. Today we have an EG doubleheader for y'all. I am LG. I am LD. Joining me is Luminous, and apparently my tongue is twisted. Hopefully Lumi's is not, but Lumi,
My tongue's
EG
always
versus
twisted.
TongFu. So we get a little Chinese Dota. We get EG at boot camp. So they are all playing together at a LAN. So I expect to see a little bit better teamwork, communication coming out from them. But how you feeling about this matchup?
Remaining.
Well, in terms of the lag of the matchup, which is
5
always a worry
seconds
for
remaining.
international games, I thought we're gonna be, having a relatively lag-free match, e.g., located mostly in the United States, and the Chinese mostly okay playing with US West servers. Unfortunately, they are boot camping at Denmark, so we're gonna have the standard Euro and Chinese match, which may include some lag issues. Hopefully, it doesn't become too much of it. But for now, it is EG versus TongFu. EG, if you know, boot camped in China. I'm talking about this way back when Dota 2, barely came out.
Right, last
So
year.
they have last year they had some experience playing with Chinese overall, even in the LAN environment.
10 seconds.
They didn't do relatively too well, but again, the experience is important, and this goes a long way to going into the international of this year. But in any case, EG versus TongFu, I've never really seen these two teams match up again because they don't play often, so I don't know what to expect at all.
Yeah, I believe they did play a couple of the guys from the Pandarian Gaming team. I think they were one of the teams that were there. It's okay. So when EG was in China, that was for the prior to the World Dota Championships, I believe. That was the tournament I think they were preparing for. And so they boot camped there. They had SMM. I forget if that was before or after the boot camp. Either way, like you said, they have some experience over there in the eastern side of the world. That's in Dota 1, and obviously Dota 2 has been a lot different.
Radiant
To me, one hero that immediately sort of jumps out that's available, a couple actually I'll say, is the Tinker, the Lone Druid. These are heroes that EG likes to run, and for TongFu, we've seen them run Tinker before. Lone Druid is certainly a hero they're not afraid to run, but what are you expecting to see out of these teams?
I wish I have more to say. I have not cast the EG game in years. I've not cast the
Okay,
TongFu game
well,
in years. Although you cast a lot of East
10
qualifier TongFu
seconds
games, right? So you're probably a little bit better, more in tune with this team than I am.
Okay, here's how TongFu likes to play. How's the hard carry player? So they'll get him a variety of heroes, anything from a Queen of Pain to a Dragon Knight. Occasionally we'll see him on a real hard carry, like an Anti-Mage or Morphling, but they're pretty versatile as far as the team goes. We've seen them run junglers before, but they don't always do it. Sansheng is a very strong offlane player. He's played everything from Puck. What else has he played in the offlane? Prophet, Lone Druid. So he's pretty versatile too, but TongFu, they generally like to get... They don't really go for the hard carry too often. It's normally more the semi-carry, sort of those mid-game powerhouses. And, well, that's what TongFu picks up here. A Chaos Knight, Leshrac. These two could definitely lane together. We'll have to see how TongFu want to set things up. But off the bat, EG first pick a Rubik.
Yeah, first pick of Rubik is very, very bold as a pick. It shows you that they don't care about the spells they're stealing, or at least the quality of spells they're stealing. They just want the heroes. So perhaps we're going to see a little bit more reliance on the Fable Telekinesis solo mid build instead of using as a support. Because if you're choosing him as a support, in theory there are a lot more better support heroes out there. So you don't want a Rubik first pick. This makes me think it's going to be a solo mid Rubik, but again, it could change regarding due to whatever heroes has picked up from this point on. I'm also very, very curious to see a Chaos Knight opening pick and not a Shadow Demon as a ban or as a pickup for themselves. Shadow Demon, a premier hero to either counter the offense against Chaos Knight in terms of disruption as well as purge, or also just very easily kill Chaos Knight because of the same reasons, disruption and purge. So you look to EG picking it up, or if they don't, TongFu pick it up themselves or ban it during the second stage.
Yeah, that's definitely here to keep an eye on. And, well, I mean, yesterday I believe it was MTW who put on a clinic. That was in the Premier League, but they were facing off against Navi. Havos playing that Chaos Knight, and like you said, the purge, the disruption, even the Soul Catcher. I mean, Havos was pretty farmed. He couldn't do a thing, but here we go for EG. They get the Tinker as well as the Chen. Some great global presence here with the heal, of course, Bulba, and we all know about his Tinker. One of the players in the Dota 2 scene who really brought this hero to the next level. Okay, we saw Tinker occasionally in Dota 1, but never with the versatility that we see of nowadays, where you'll often see players maxing March and Rockets first. In fact, that seems to be the de facto build. Stacking Ancients, farming them, farming big camps, and just being a constant threat all over the map really early. I mean, back in the day in Dota 1, it was more common for the laser rockets build to be the way to go. Now, you couldn't really do things like stack the Ancients as much, but, I mean, it's interesting. We'll have to see how EG want to go from here, but off the bat, some really strong heroes in the laning phase.
It really took a miscoding to bring Taker back to the competitive scene, because when he was first in Dota 2, I believe March Machine did like way more damage it was supposed to do, and some players exploiting the March Machine through that. I say exploit, but you know I don't mean any negativity from that. They were just using Tinker to the full effects. IceRock quickly fixed that, but they have realized Tinker as a whole is still a very, very powerful hero, definitely suited for the metagame. So Tinker has been made. And there's a Brewmaster, whole bunch of frontline tankers, and right now, what do you do against this? With very, very little disable, I guess Telekinesis can be counted as one, Chen sort of. They gotta need to pick up some big disable against this kind of tier. CK and Brewmaster is really hard to stop.
Well, we'll have to see where EG want to go now. One of the other heroes I mentioned they've really been favoring as of late is that Lone Druid, usually played by Fear. Gives you another really strong laning hero. To me, there are two ways that EG are going to want to approach this game based on this draft. Avoid team fights, or if they're going to have a team fight, have some sort of an advantage, whether it's the Panda ult being down, having good positioning, maybe you have an early mech on Chen, whatever that is. And the second one is going to be just a split push. Spread the map with Tinker, spread the map with maybe some smoke ganks from the Chen, the Rubik, and catch TongFu out in those smaller scale engagements. It's not to say TongFu is weak there, but where they're strongest is when you have Chaos Knight, Brewmaster, the Shrek, these three heroes just grouped up, pounding through your squishy, intelligence-oriented lineup. So I think that's how EG are going to want to play this one, but we'll have to see. They could surprise me and go for something maybe, I guess, an Enigma, a Tidehunter, a Sankey to go for that team fight. They definitely have their options for now.
The fact that EG has banned the Brewmother makes me think that they want to clump up a little bit more. Brewmother, one of the best heroes to kind of discourage you from clumping up because you're forced to defend one lane or another and you're splitting open. So that makes me, this span alone makes me think that's what they're trying to do. But, you know, again, it could be just that they don't want to play against that hero. Tidehunter's going to be the ban as well to discourage team fight lineups being completed by EG. In terms of grouping outs 3 or 4, I'm not sure whether EG's current heroes are good so far. Tinker wants to be alone. The Rubik wants to be alone to get the EXP, although he could definitely play with a team. Chen, of course, one of the more team-oriented hero. Even if he's not there, though, he could help you out with the Hand of God.
Yeah, now something I want to point out here is I am curious who's going to play what, because I mentioned with TongFu, like Hal can play Queen of Pain, but so can Mu. So they'll pick the same hero, and then depending on the role they want to fit it into, there's a bunch of different players you can play. They're pretty flexible in that regard. Broodmother gets banned out, and a hero TongFu likes to run a lot as their off-laner is Bounty Hunter. And I think it would really fit in well with this lineup. Here's the one weakness, though. He will do nothing to stop that early push. Chen, if he wants to come out of the jungle, Bounty Hunter's going to lose his towers early, but we'll have to see where they want to go. But the reason I think it would make a lot of sense is early track gold, as well as just the ganky potential, so helpful. I mean, for all of TongFu's heroes, these heroes, they don't need... I mean, we don't have a Morphling or an Anti-Mage, but we have 3 heroes that really want farm and need the levels. Bounty Hunter can help them get there, and especially in the farm department. So that's something we could look towards TongFu to have. Or maybe they'll just go for some hard support, some more of a defensive sort of traditional lineup.
Yeah, they're short 1 support at the very least right now. Bounty Hunter could make the pick. Again, the hero offers very little AoE, so it's going to be weak against Chen's push against that way. The second thing is that he kills... I mean, not instantly. We've seen those pubs where Divine Rapier Battle Fury comes out crit and one-hit KO someone. We're not going to be seeing anything that in pro game. So because he kills quite slowly, it's going to be easy for Chen to use his heal to send them back with Holy Persuasion. So perhaps against the Chen we might not see it, but overall, a very, very powerful hero due to his ganking potential as well as the track gold, as well as, you know, the invisibility that it reveals. It just gives you so much. Enigma's going to get the ban here, and Queen of Pain from EG.
You know, I also want to point out there's a Beastmaster in the pool, and I mean, this is a hero that it's been very popular, especially in the Western scene. They love to throw him on that dire off lane and then just stack the Ancients. You can still do it on the Radiant side, and I mean, EG do need lockdown. They're very lacking in that department. All they have really is telekinesis. Sure, Tinker can get those utility items up, the Scythe of Vice, the Yule Scepter, and try and control the enemy team that way. But EG is really lacking in the disable. It's a Venomancer for them, so going for that early lane control, the anti-push as well as the push, and I mean for EG, they're going pretty heavily towards dominating their lanes and winning this early game.
Which is not a bad way to go about it if you ask me, especially once the mid game happens, once Brewmaster hit level 11, it's a scary team fight to actually try to take on. Now, what this also means is there's a lot of eggs in that early game basket because right now, as a 4 hero so far, there's no answer to Brewmaster. Once he pops his ultimate, you're trying to run out. Gale might be a little bit helpful. March Machine might damage him a little bit more. Hand of God could make you survive a little bit longer as well.
Right.
But overall, it's TongFu's fight to take once that ultimate is online. And it will be online very soon. I imagine Brewmaster is going to get relatively either free farm or at least close to it.
Well, TongFu go for some really strong lanes here, and I mean, this support will be very helpful. Look at what TongFu have. 3 extremely mana-dependent heroes. Yes, Panda and Chaos Knight are both very mana-dependent. Even though they're strength heroes and very tanky, especially that Chaos Knight. So many spammable spells. So I like this pick. It fits in well with TongFu's lineup. And what are we looking at in terms of our lanes? I feel like it's probably, I mean, we're going to see some sort of a dual lane. Probably the Crystal Maiden paired up either with the Chaos Knight or with the Panda. Maybe we could even see a tri-lane. And then maybe we'll see like a Panda solo mid, some sort of a tri-lane with the Chaos Knight, Leshrac, and CM, and then an off lane. And there's who's really left? Lone Druid would be the main one that I can see. Yeah, I'm curious how TongFu are going to lane this. It does depend a lot on that last pick, but they have some options.
They do, they definitely do. Although tri-lane against the Tinker, most likely what you want to see on the bot is probably the worst thing in the world. Morphling is going to be that last pick. Yeah, tri-lane against the Tinker with the Venomancer backup and Chen in jungle, it's hard to actually initiate because the March Machine is always a big discouraging tool. But we'll see whether TongFu wants to do that. One thing I want to point out, Crystal Maiden, like you mentioned, great in this game. Not only does she aura for her team, Nova is going to be a thing in terms of pushing and counter-pushing. That Frostbite against Chen creeps, also important to mention right now. Yeah. But on the same note, she's easily nuked down, whether it's March Machine or Fable or Waveform. She is going to be eating a lot of nukes, and as always, Crystal Maiden is going to be dying a couple more times.
Man, I'm really excited to see who TongFu round this lineup out with. If they want to go late game, I mean, they're up against a Morphling Tinker. That is a very scary combo. But they have a Chaos Knight, they have a Panda, they have a Leshrac, and I wouldn't count either team out at any stage of this game. I feel every team, or both lineups, have their strengths so far. But this last pick, it is going to be the Bounty Hunter, so...
You guessed it.
Well, I watched a lot of TongFu in these qualifiers, so I have an unfair advantage. But expect to see that Bounty Hunter in the off lane. I think Hao is going to be on the Chaos Knight. But he could be on the Panda too. Whoever Hao's on will be that core farmer. Mu normally plays that sort of semi-carry, the ganker, often goes solo mid. Although, I mean, for EG, I guess there's some questions about their lanes too. How are they going to lane this?
Well, expect the... It's going to be somewhat difficult to say.
Who goes in that off lane? Who do you put there?
I guess a Rubik solo? Or Venomancer solo? I have no clue.
You know what
I really have no clue.
I'm thinking they might offensive tri-lane.
They can.
With the chat.
They definitely can. I mean, whoever they face up there, it's not going to have an easy time against it, especially something like CM Panda. CM Panda is a great lane, but not against a tri-lane, so I think this is something we'll wait and see. My interest is on the Bounty Hunter. I kind of mentioned that I don't like him as a hero overall against Chen, simply because he kills too slowly, so mostly I think his utility comes in from multiple tracks in the team fight. You notice how, again, once the Brewmaster ultimate, the enemy team is going to try to run. When you have the track bonus, well, you're going to chase a lot better, and any kills that you're going to get makes it a lot worth it because you're getting extra gold, a lot extra gold beyond that. So, it's decent, but he's not going to be a hero-killing machine.
No, he's not, and that's not how TongFu plays him. They play him as sort of this utility offlane hero, survives, gets up a couple levels. We might even see him gank at level 3 or 4. He doesn't always wait until 6 to do it, but let's interest the players. For TongFu, we have Mu playing that Panda. It looks like he'll be Rush Your Bottle, probably going to go mid, and I think they're going to do 2 dual lanes now. A dual lane top, a dual lane mid, and then an off-lane Bounty Hunter. Sansheng playing that Bounty Hunter. Bought a Poor Man Shield, pulled some regen by his team, just to help him deal with that harassment. Kabu on the Crystal Maiden. And then, of course, we have Awoke playing the Leshrac, and Hao on that CK.
Yeah, Mu is saving for a quick bottle, looking by his goal, so he is going to be located in the mid lane. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we have Fear playing the Morphling. Bulba, of course, traditionally handling that Tinker. Demon is going to be playing Rubik, who generally plays a solo, but right now he's saving 250 gold. I'm not sure if that's a quick bottle saving or saving for the Sentry Ward, so his role right now is not very determined. Yeah. Universe is going to be handling... Well, I mean, Chen and Venomancer most likely is going to be on support, so I imagine he's going to be going mid, and that 250 gold is going to be saved for the bottle. Meanwhile, Chen has spent all of his gold. The smoke is picked up here, and of course, handled by maelk. Universe is going to be playing the Venomancer, who does have the Sentry Wards available.
By the way, I want to point out that Demon normally plays the off lane for EG, but
Yeah.
I mean, a Rubik solo in the off lane is going to have a miserable time, so he's not going to be soloing, even if he is there. Yeah, for EG, the lanes will be a little bit unusual. I still think it's probably going to be Bulba bottom. Maybe just Fear up. I mean, Fear's the only real survivable hero on this team, so that's why I would.
But you don't.
Top. But you don't really want to
I mean,
put your Morphling there, so I feel that's
exactly.
the one weakness of EG's lineup is these lanes are going to be tricky, and unless they have a tri lane, I mean, any one of their dual lanes, I feel TongFu can match it, if not beat it. Crystal Maiden, Leshrac, Panda CK, these are devastating laning heroes. I mean, AG have some great laning heroes of their own, but I don't think they're quite as powerful, and if anyone's going to get kills, I would expect it to be TongFu. The X Factor will be maelk on that Chen. He's the one who can maybe swing things in their favor.
I think really the best defensive dual lane you have is the Venmancer and the Morphling. But again, like what LD was trying to bring up is, you might be able to survive, but that doesn't mean we're winning the lane. And as a Morphling, you kind of need to win that lane to get off big farm. Seems like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. That's what EG mentioned to us later on, or previously, before joining the game. So...
maelk is a funny man. Yep, EG is, for anyone who doesn't know, well, let me just reintroduce the game, as I see a bunch of people are filtering on the stream. Guys, this is Game 1 of EG versus TongFu. We have an EG doubleheader today, and this is their first best out of 3. And EG is boot camping over in Denmark. I think they're staying with maelk, and they're at a local LAN center for the practice. So, well, apparently the LAN center has some issues. Their PCs are randomly slowing down from like 3.4 gigahertz to 1.7. I think it's actually a power saving feature on some of the Intel processors, probably the AMD ones as well, but hopefully they can get it fixed soon. It might require a reboot or two.
Yeah, this is a good time to let everybody know exactly what stage of the tournament we are. What is this group stage? How much does this match mean? Because, you know, the round of 8 and the round of 16 matters quite a bit, whether you finish second or third in the group, correct?
Yeah, I believe that is correct. So, I mean, EG's played one match. They're 1-0 in this group. TongFu, I think LGD's won too, so they advance no matter what, like you were saying. LGD... Or, I mean, that's LGD. TongFu... I think TongFu's only played one match, and that was to LGD, and they lost. So
okay.
TongFu has some pressure on them right now.
Maybe they definitely do. If you come up first in your group, you advance automatically to a round of 8. So you skip a whole bunch of matches, or at least a couple of matches. Which... Ironically, I'm not sure whether some teams actually want to do, right? Because this is a practice tournament. You still want to win it, but, you know, maybe perhaps playing more matches is what you want. So you want to not make it to the round of 8? Maybe I'm just, you know, thinking too much about it. But yes,
okay.
If you are coming out first out of your group, you go to round of 8.
I have better... Okay, I have better information. If you go to dotacommentaries.com, click on World Tour, you can find the details here. But reading off of the Group 2 stats... Dare is 0-2, EG is 1-0, LGD is 2-0, and TongFu is 0-1. So, TongFu are in this, but they do need a win here. If EG win, they're guaranteed to advance. Dare is pretty much out of it. Their destiny is out of their control. I guess that's the correct way to put it. Are they? I thought they were 0-3. No, maybe they're only 0-2. But yeah, they're very much not in control of their own destiny. Most likely going to be the team that does not advance, and the top 3 teams will advance. But like Lumi said, if you get that coveted #1 slot, well, you know, debatably coveted, but you will advance automatically to that next round of the... And it's a single elimination bracket, by the way, guys. So, you know, we'll have best out of 3s for the playoffs, but if you lose a best out of 3 in the playoffs, you're done. So getting to skip around will help you a lot.
Do you also know what the tiebreaker route is? Because there's a very, very small chance. There's a chance, but very, very small, that we have a 3-way tiebreaker.
Yeah.
In this group.
All right. Well, here's the way it works. The first way we try and break a tie is with the total win and loss. So, for example, if you lose a series 0-2, then that's going to hurt you more than if you lose a series 1-2. And if you win a series 2-0, that's going to help you more than if you win a series 2-1. So we take the total wins and total losses, not for your overall matches, but per game, and we tally them up, and that's the first tiebreaker. I believe the second one is head-to-head, and beyond that,
let's hope it doesn't get beyond that.
It's almost certainly will not. I can tell you that now.
Right,
but,
right.
I mean, I guess if it does, time rating might be down there, but very much deep down is like a last resort kind of thing, and we might have tiebreakers instead if it comes to that. So either way, Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully things will be decided. Although I wouldn't mind some tiebreaker matches. You know, more East versus West Dota. This tournament has just been, oh my goodness, it's like Christmas every day for me. I don't know about you.
It really is. I mean, we see great heroes, great players. Um, it's a little bit sad to say. The only thing this tournament is missing is Navi and Dendi specifically. We did approach
and
Navi
MTW,
and MTW.
who by the
Although,
way,
come on.
who by the way beat Navi yesterday with their full roster.
I know they beat. Perhaps you could even argue they are the better team at the moment, but really, to be honest,
give them their due.
I'm just saying. I'm asking myself every time I see Dendi play is how many processor is in that guy, because
he overclocked his brain. That's what he did.
he's not human. So dude's crazy.
Well, see, here's the thing: EG could probably benefit if Denny would go ahead and lend some of his overclocked brain power towards their PCs, which have been struggling today. So.
Yes, they really need it right now.
It sounded a lot smoother in my head, but there you go. There's your corny joke for the day. So TongFu head towards their own jungle, and here they go. Maybe what are they? Are they thinking about a Roshan? No, they can't be. Just checking that room. Sure. Just checking the room. Are they gonna tri-lane? Looks like they are. Offensive tri-lane with the CK Leshrac as well as a Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, I don't dislike this tri-lane that much because you always have the option to roam back towards mid. Either of these heroes are very good for that. In fact, both these heroes could roam very, very aggressively. As we're seeing 3-4 nukes right at level 2. Hasten gets picked up and they're right off to action. Crystal Maiden running fastest I've ever seen her run. Unfortunately, can't actually find anybody.
But like you said, it's not going to find anyone. So let's really quickly take a look at our other lanes. This bottom lane is the Venomancer Morphling up against the tri-lane. Of course, the X factor will be that Chen. Bulba mid, 1v1 against Moo, has opted for a single point in laser. We'll have to see where he wants to go. Normally, Bulba goes for the Rockets March, but we have seen him adapt that build from time to time. And up top, it is going to be Demon playing the off lane versus Sansheng 1v1. And I gotta say, I feel like this is a lane where Bounty Hunter will have a surprisingly good time because he hits hard and you just sort of walk up out of Windwalk and then right click, and well, you can't really trade blows at that point if you're Rubik too well. So we'll have to see, but even though Demon is 600 range, don't be surprised if Sansheng does pretty well up here.
Yeah, you can see that every time we have the Ghost or the Shadow Walk, and now Demon has to play a little bit defensively. The 4-man shield really discourage any harass physically from Demon. So despite him being 600 range, you're right. I mean, I feel like Sansheng has the better laning here. Also, once Sansheng hits level 6, he has the option to stay in the lane far more, but look towards him to gank all over the map and start using that track bonus gold.
Yeah, I mean, he could even head towards mid before then. Now, the thing is, he's up in the safe lane, so I mean, it is a long way to go towards mid, but maybe go check the rune, and I mean, Bulba is very gankable here. Moo already doing a lot of harassment to him. And, well, off the bat, Moo 8-1, Bulba only 4-0. Maybe the pings are a factor here, although I will tell you right now, TongFu has more delay than EG, so if they're a factor, they're a factor for both teams.
Yeah, Moo has the option to use his clap to harass as well. There you go, clapping for creeps on the mid lane. He has a quick bottle, so he will be regenning. Having the dual support on the bot lane also means he's going to have the secure rune to grab. It looks like it is going to be spawning up top, and you can see that Rubik is diving for it as well. It's going to be a close one. I think Rubik could actually auto-attack it to, yep, that's exactly what we see. Even forces the last usage of the bottle. And that really slows down his farm, because he can now no longer clap freely for those creeps.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he wants to actually ferry that bottle. Now, Bounty Hunter doesn't necessarily need the courier right now. That bottom lane, well, they're tri-lane, so if they need to make a trip over to the side shop, they're probably not going to get ganked or killed off. Maelk, of course, could change that. He's coming in, only a Wildkin. I say only, this is the most aggravating creep to lane against, but unlikely to get a kill this early on. Still, will be a lot of harassment coming the way.
Yeah, do look towards Crystal Maiden and this trialing on the bot to actually make a dive soon, because if they just trade farm here, in the long run they are going to lose out, because Chen's farming in the jungle, we have a lot of pulling being done by the Venomancer, and now this Tornado just does not help because he's constantly warding away one or two hero, and it's allowing Fear to free farm, even though he's free farming, he's only got 2 creep kills, so it's not too good.
Well, he is very worried about this initiation. I mean, even on Morphling, now he's level 2, so he's got a point, or sorry, level 3, so he's got his level 2 waveform. He's got a point into that Morph, so he will be a lot safer now, but at level 1, without having a point in Morph, you have to be extra careful. And it's a thing. It's the kind of thing where Morphling gets dramatically harder to kill with each level. But
Not for you.
still, we'll have to see how aggressively they look to play. maelk for the moment is content to farm, and EG overall seem content to trade. And look at the harassment up top. Demon taking a ton of damage. Does have a salve, can look to pop that. Sansheng boots picked up. Still 4 tangos left, and 350 gold in the bank. So if he wants a bottle, which is what I would expect to see as his first big item, he can pick that up now.
Yeah, I love the build that Sansheng is going for. Going to be prioritizing a little bit more into Janata and Shadow Walk, and not so much as Shuriken Toss. Shuriken Toss using it mostly for the mini stun cancel. Actually, even though he's not prioritizing Shuriken Toss, do look towards him to put in the second level, as it does scale pretty decent from 1 to 2, but not beyond that. But I think right now it's all about Janata. It's all about that Shadow Walk.
Right, and the issue here is he's not mid, he's not really having great rune access. We can see he hasn't even tried to check them, because Demon is doing a nice job keeping the lane pushed out. So, you know, Shuriken is not spammable when you don't have that mono regen. You could go towards the Soul Ring, that's an option, but not something we see a whole lot of from Bounty Hunter plays.
Ooh, the Fable nuke is just continuously, this top lane, just a lot of exchanges, but Sansheng almost out of regen on zone. He's going to be probably getting a lot more regen item, or at least fearing them to them. Me on the bot lane, we're going to see somewhat of a dive, at least trying to force Venomancer off.
Universe.
The Venomancer got to be very careful. I think he was lagging throughout that.
Yeah, did not react at all, had the vision. He tabbed out. Oh, what a bad time to do it. I think he may be dead, although I don't think Hao saw it because he turned around to farm these creeps, but Kabu should be in position for a Nova, Frostbite to follow, and then you look at your Chaos Bolt, Reality Rift, Split Earth, Edict. I think Universe is going to be dead. We'll have to see if they go. No, they don't. And in comes the Gale. That's going to miss. You Fear in the front line. Nova to follow. They're not actually locking down. Morphing the Strength. Mainly relying on that waveform to do damage. In comes the Split Earth. Fear taking a lot of damage. Still alive. Waves in. Gonna get the first blood, I believe. One more auto attack. No, the salve up keeping him alive. Instead, it's Awoke who will take a fall. And we are seeing waveform is such a powerful early game nuke. Another Nova. Are they going to absolutely get wiped here? Look how low they are, Lumi. 8 HP. He's ticking down. Oh my goodness. They both live, but this tri-lane is in a lot of trouble. A salve was used. A kill was happened. And Hao goes back to base. That's about as bad. That's almost worse than just dying.
Yeah, that almost is. Crystal Maiden used her salve, and she's going to go back to base as well.
Mid lane.
And yeah, they may survive, but mid lane, the dive is coming. The ultimate being used. Nice blocking here, being used by the Storm Panda. Can you pick her up? Pick her up. Boba juking between the trees. Such good juke by Boba, and I think he's going to survive. Nicely played. Now Mu, well, he didn't get the kill, but again, he forced him back, and sometimes that might be all you want anyways. Meanwhile, nice rotation by Boba. The rocket comes in. Where's the Fable? He's losing mana. He does have the Fable. He does come in. Meanwhile, Fearport's in. Wow, the mobility from EG. Sick play here. Well done.
He said he was blocking. I think he actually ended up blocking himself more than Bulba there. But at first it looked great with the Wind Panda. That's a real shame. I mean, not only does he not get the kill, he dies. And that's a Panda ult used up. No Panda ult for TongFu to work with. The tri-lane, I don't want to say in shambles, but very far behind at this point. Universe is level 3. Chen already level 4.5. And that the Morphling, I think he's 5. He is 5.5, or 5.25. So EG definitely winning that bottom lane. Mid lane looking pretty good as well. And that puts a lot in Sansheng's shoulders. But, that being said, he's 29 and 11. Dottle level 7 picked up. Sansheng is getting pretty big, and Bounty Hunter is a hero that can drag his team kicking and screaming back into a game if he gets a couple of good track kills.
I was gonna just mention, it doesn't mean anything right now that, you know, your lanes, I mean, it does mean something, obviously, but TongFu could easily come back after 3 or 4 track kills, because the bonus it gives is just absolutely brutal. Face speed already picked up here on Chaos Knight, so he's literally hasting whenever he's using, or at least very, very close to it. I just question Crystal Maiden's choice to initiate on Fear early on. He's the tankiest hero to kill, and it's not a winning proposition if you ask me, if you want to go for a Morphling.
I mean,
but they are going for this Venomancer right now.
Oh, big jukes by Universe. Will TongFu cut him off? Awoke has the position, needs to hit a Split Earth. In comes maelk as well. Level 4 Reality Rift sent back to base. He should survive. They don't have the burst damage, and actually, they just back off. Meanwhile, Kabu gets locked down, burst down by Fear. One more right click does the trick. Bulba rotates in. Bulba runs for his life because there's an angry panda on his tail. In fact, there are 3 heroes about to die. Bulba, who has, by the way, gone for the level 3 march. There you go, 2-second stun. Clap to follow. Split Earth on top of it. Bulba gets picked off. Bulba will die, and now Universe comes in. Gale into Mu. Is he actually going to fight this? No. Just a defensive one. Top lane. Big dive from Demon. Constant action here. The Gentleman's Peace Agreement is over, and Sansheng diving the base. This is extremely aggressive play. Oh, he's going to pay for this one. Might get the kill. He will. And I suppose he gets the experience, he gets the gold, but he gets
a
die.
trackle.
That's right.
No, he gets a trackle. It's completely worth it, even though he dived all the way. I think it's completely worth it.
Yeah, you're right, it is. Still, he wants
to dive on the bot lane. Fear, perhaps a little bit of trouble. He has to wait for him, and Hao knows it as well, so he's not going to really go for it.
Hao goes for phase boots, just wants to be able to chase, do those extra right clicks early on. We almost always see Chaos Knight going, oh, middle lane, Moo's got the ult. This could be a mistake here. They're trying to bait it out. No, he doesn't have it anymore. They steal the clap, they get the kill. Moo not doing his math there, or just willing to die instead of using that Panda ult. Not going to get it off in the end.
Yeah, 5 of 2 in favor of EG right now, playing rather well. Morphling, despite not having the best CS early on, now has a little bit of time to catch up, although despite of that, only still 17, 18 CS. Meanwhile though, Sansheng, look at his CS. For a melee hero against a range, 40, pretty respectable. Getting a kill, forcing Demon off the lane multiple times, but the action right now is on the bot lane as Hao is running into 3-4 hero. Telekinesis going to be on Kabu. Kabu now is going to be first one to go down. Chaos Knight is going to be second. It flipped. It doesn't matter. Both people die, and Fear picks up yet another kill.
I was just about to say, I mean, Fear's farming really poorly, but if you're getting all these kills, it really doesn't matter too much. Top lane though, Awoke, level 5, 3 points in Edict. He will be pressuring this tower. Glyph is available. Tower is going to drop down quite low. Will EG get the trade? Looks like they should be able to. Universe 3 points of ward. 2 Chen creeps coming in. A lot of AoE to nuke down that creep wave. So TongFu is going for the trade. Interesting choice. I mean, Panda's not really in position, but generally when you have a Panda, you're the team that wants these direct engagements rather than the trades. But they're going to opt for the trade here.
Yeah, again, it's very, very strange that we see the Bounty Hunter trading level 6. Generally, he leaves the lane and go do a lot of gank. Because right now EG transitioning to 5-man Dota, Telekinesis and Crystal Maiden down to half HP, wait for him for yet another kill. How 2 seconds down Universe, but he has backup as well. But yeah, because EG is playing like 3 or 4-man Dota, this Bounty Hunter really can't do too much in terms of getting those solo kills.
I feel like if Bounty Hunter and Panda just sort of start holding hands and team up, they could definitely get some kills. I mean, especially with that Panda ult being dropped, you talked about the track really helping out in terms of the chasing potential. It's not just about the gold, it's also about helping you to get the minus armor as well as the chase, and they want Bulba. They should have an opening here. I think a Janata will slow him down enough for a phase boot clap. But they're not going to go for it just yet. Very patient play. But as patient as he is, he's giving time for Fear to farm up top. And here we go. Janata to start. Are they going to be able to get in range? There's the phase boots, the clap, the track. He's going to have to drop the ult. Sanction's going to die to the march. No, he's not. Yes, he is. And in the end, Demon may take a fall as well. Boulder toss on the Demon. Fire Panda doing some good damage. Not quite enough, though, and one hero thrown up in the air. Demon's still alive. Panda will be forced back. Demon wants that ultimate. Wants to steal that Panda ult. Man, Demon really wants to steal this. He might regret it. No, he gets the Panda ult. He steals it. And now Moo in so much trouble. Big plays by Demon.
Demon, low HP, just had one shot at it. He got it, and now he steals the Panda ult. And now he survived it with it as well. That's great. Now I think you just wait for that, right? I mean, it's a long cooldown, but it's well worth the wait, I think.
It's an option. I actually don't know if he'll have time, though, because it's a 180-second cooldown on that. The ultimate has a 180-second cooldown, so no, he's not going to be able to. I mean, even if he used a second late, I don't think you hold on to it. But later in the game, we could look to see him do it.
And now the duration is 180 seconds, and the cooldown is only 160, so he'll have a very short window, if you will.
Oh.
But, that's fine. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, Fear gets driven back.
Yeah, you're right then. Although the cooldown doesn't start until the Panda ult ends, right? So you steal the Panda ult, then it lasts. It's very close. It's a long time to wait. Either way, the option may or may not be there. Sansheng picked up a bracer. Looks like he's going for the drum. That is the classic Chinese way to play the bounty hunter. I gotta say, Sansheng, I feel like he just hasn't found the openings. I mean, you talked about it earlier, and in fact, he's the one who's gonna go down here. Waveform in, no detection, there's the dust. Long range scale, Sansheng will die. And TongFu are just getting picked off left and right here.
Yeah, they should be the one doing the pickoff, and instead of the other team is really taking advantage of it. Awoke on the mid lane, using his edict for this tier 1 tower. They're gonna get that one down, or will they, as Yuji comes in right now. Glyph is not available, tower is gonna get destroyed, TongFu backs off. I guess one thing that TongFu has the option to fall back upon is that team fight. Again, really no real answer to against this Brewmaster, although Demon is showing some of it. One of the answers might be stealing that Panda ultimate.
That's not a reliable one. Yeah,
not a reliable one, and generally you have to be winning in terms of team fight to actually do that. But you know, it's something better than nothing. At this point, Brewmaster and How is getting their farm, although not too impressive, but they're keeping up, and I think that's the important thing.
You
All
know,
you have to do is keep up, and Bounty Hunter could drag you back.
Nobody's really farming well in this game. I mean, it's not like the farm is atrocious, but 57 CS leading the game at 13 minutes in, with heroes like a Morphling, that's pretty, a Tinker, that's very low. Easy, you can just see they're prioritizing playing together, not letting TongFu get their, play their game, which is to get those pickoffs, go for the larger scale engagements, but it's hard to do without the Panda ult, and I mean, look at the positioning from Kabu. How is smoked up. Level 7, he's got a drum, so actually, it seems like How is finding a way to get some creeps here. Cheap items are the name of the game for him. EG all grouped up, and with the March here, you just can't really engage. Oh, sansheng gets caught out, will get picked off, and that's a bad start to the team fight.
Yeah, Central being dropped down 4 seconds. Sunday 1 Chen, if you pick him up before he heals, it's big. No, he does drop the heal off. He will die regardless, but how very low in terms of HP. Nice Cyclone against the Morphling. Dangerous hero that you want to remove for 6 seconds. And now who are they do want? They want RC? No, Demon? Demon's gonna go down here. Universe very low. Unlender Cyclone against Tinker. Universe down to half. Here comes Sansheng. He's back. Did he buy back? Universe gets tracked. That's yet another kill. Buyback from Demon. He's gonna be coming back very soon as well. A lot of teleportation. Morphling waiting up on the high ground, perhaps looking for a snipe, but he just can't go into 3 or 4. Brewmaster at the end of team fight, track bonus goal, whatever, has that blink, and that's huge. Demon's back. They see Sansheng. Can you get the waveform kill? Yes, they can. Demon Demon back in the fight. Half HP should be fight. This team fight is just absolutely crazy.
Chaos.
I apologize for chaos being led by the Chaos Knight.
How appropriate. I mean, in the end, who comes out ahead there? I feel like TongFu traded. Yeah, there was a buyback, but that's a track gold kill off the buyback. So
Demon bought back too. So
yeah, I would say TongFu, because it looked like a pretty even trade, I give them the edge there because they're behind. So I think TongFu comes out ahead, and well, a big pickup for them will be this Blink Dagger on Mu. It's a little bit later than you would expect from a Panda who's soloing, farming a lot. But he's got it now, and that means much more reliable initiation. You can really lock down the Chen, the Tinker, maybe even the Venomancer, if a Blink clap into the ultimate. Here we go with Demon. Ballsy play, but not actually going to be getting a kill here anytime soon.
Yeah, those 2 deaths on the Panda earlier on, when especially after he used his ultimate, he still died. Yeah, those really hurt him, and you're right, contributed to a very slow Blink Dagger. But at this point, I want to point out that Demon is playing absolutely out of his mind right now. 5-2 and 7 as an off-lane Rubik. He's doing rather well.
Right, and he was having trouble in that lane. I mean, sansheng was really dominating him in terms of the harassment, keeping pace in the farm. It's a difficult lane to be in the off lane as a here with no mobility up against the bounty hunter. But nonetheless, I mean, he really turned around nicely, and yeah, they're on to Bulba. They found his ancients. The problem here, Lumi, is they can't really kill these. Maybe if they use the Panda ult, but that's about it.
Yeah, they're not going to go for it. They want to actually pick off Bulba as he's trying to get the kill going on, and
I love
this right now. 6 cents.
Oh no. Oh no. Mu saw him. The smoke was revealed in Kabu, and Kabu ended up in the front lines there for a moment. Had to be careful. In the end, he won't get picked up. While this was happening, though, I mean, even though it's a smoke gank, they're not farming. EG really wasn't either. Only Fear up top, but they have a Chaos Knight down bottom, so it's one of those times where smoke gank doesn't really waste too much because your opponents are also staying back.
Yeah, I also want to point out that even though TongFu is not really, I mean, they're losing so many kills. They're down by 9, but I feel like they're in the driver's seat,
well,
right?
Look at the gold graph. I mean, they're actually winning. I guess they
they
have the tower advantage here, but still. The track gold is definitely helping out. This is a 9-kill deficit. They are also out-farming. Look at their top 3 farmers, all of them ahead of EG. And none of these
feel like they're
good.
actually in charge of the game despite being down by 9 kills, and that's a really awesome thing to take note of.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%, and I mean, these are not great farming heroes. Brewmaster's pretty good, but Chaos Knight, Bounty Hunter are just not, and it goes back to how EG played this one early game, and I think it was the right way to play it by EG. You know, group up, don't let the Bounty Hunter snipe you, don't get picked off one by one, but this is the downside, you're not going to farm as much.
It could be said that TongFu's players are great last hitter as well.
Whoa.
Very good job. Oh, looks like the Blink Dagger is going to be attempted by Mu. He's going to have the Blink in. Is he using it? No, he's going to focus on Venomancer. Venomancer gets immediately picked off. 1 track bonus go down the drain. And meanwhile, EG is gonna mech up by maelk. The courier getting focused. The courier's gonna get picked off. Nice micro by universe.
I was trying to fight.
Forget.
When you said focus, I'm like, I don't see any heroes attacking a courier. And I saw the wards. What a play!
Yes.
Oh, universe. Because those wards will not prioritize the courier. That's something you have to do manually.
Yep. Well played, sir.
Oh.
That's 175 times 5, man. Completely worth it.
So, again, Lumi, they trade kills, but they're getting track gold on the 3, 4... I mean, TongFu would love the 5-man, right? Because that means 4 or 5 heroes getting track gold. And that's... Even though you might not get as much farm, as much levels, you're gonna make up for it. And, well, let's see how the gold graph reacted to that one. You actually went towards the Radiant, so I guess I have no idea what I'm talking about. I would think that would favor them by quite a bit.
Maybe. That also means they're not farming, and they're losing 3 farmers to one of Morphling's farms, right? So...
That's
in that
true.
sense, perhaps EG wants to fight.
Although he was there in that fight, so
yeah.
Either way,
Morphling, by the way, gonna go for the standard Ethereal Blink. Ghost Scepter's already up about halfway through that EB, and once that EB is completed, do know that the Crystal Maiden is gonna be crying manly tears, womanly tears. She's gonna try to finish her Earn and Train Threads and perhaps pick up a cloak, but yeah, she's very far from all of that.
Well, who else can he actually pick off? Sansheng, 1200 HP, going for the BKB, which, by the way, I love this choice, especially against EG's lineup. I mean, regardless of the Ethereal Blade, I think BKB is going to give EG a lot of trouble. They really have no answer for it. March of the Machines will go through it. Morphling can try and right-click, but an Ethereal Blade Morphling is not doing too much right-clicking. He's relying on that shotgun to get kills, so... I think that BKB is really going to help TongFu out here in the mid-game, and we'll have to see if anybody else goes for it. Chaos Knight might be the other candidate. 2,500 gold now. Has not purchased anything just yet.
Boots travel up on Tinker, 4 staff, almost being completed.
Those have been up for a while, like at least 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay, 4 staff though, I guess not been up. And generally that's an odd thing to see, right? Once you finish your Breach of Travel, suddenly your goal is just very plentiful. It seems like Tinker just spending a lot of time fighting. Speaking of fighting, Moo perhaps is tangled up in the middle just a little bit. He's going to go for the standard point booster acceptor build. I think in a game like this where your ultimate is the most important thing, I think it's a great item to pick up.
Oh, Sansheng, Fear's got the set. This could be dangerous. No, he's going to walk away. And by the way, I just have to point out, look at the wards by TongFu. I mean, they do have an edge in terms of towers. It's not just the wards either, though. It's how aggressively they're defending this mid. A lot of teams, you'll see, even pro teams, will just give up that tower, go for a trade. TongFu are not going to give this one up without a big fight. The Clippers, they'll blink in. There's the ultimate by Nu. No, he gets thrown up in the air. Now he drops the ult, but EG may be able to get away because of that telekinesis. Boulder going out on the Demon. Chen heal is used. Mech still available. Demon dropping low. He might survive. TongFu are just not getting the kills yet. It's all maelk. Chen keeping everyone alive. Hal drops low. Hal will go down. No, he'll live for the moment. The courier respawns in the middle of this fight. And, well, Fear, very chaotic fight going on to Moo. Waveform cooling down. Should be ready soon. 2 seconds stun, and is that really going to be it? No, Awoke taking some damage. Awoke goes down. That telekinesis on Panda just really messed up their initiation there. Oh, Moo.
It's not Moo very low. Is he going to go for denied test of fate kill? Tier 1 tower goes down. So EG finally broke that mid as they finally claimed the tier 1 and taking a couple kills along the way. Maybe you don't want a 5-man. I perhaps has overestimated the 5-man ability of TongFu. Track Panda or not, they're losing this fight, but there is a Reaver on the courier now on Hal.
Well, if this game goes longer, that's going to make a big difference. Right now, it would not help him as much as a BKB. So this is a decision by Hal to focus on the next 10-15 minutes or so, and not the next 5 to 10. So he's looking longer term with this Reaver, but it could pay off. We'll have to see. EG don't seem like they're in any rush to try and... I mean, sure, they go for the tier 1 mid, but this is 22 minutes in. That is not an early tier 1 mid by any means. So I guess at this point, you said that TongFu were controlling the pace, controlling the tempo. EG win a fight to get the tier 1. Is it still TongFu's game to sort of make the calls and the aggressive plays, or is EG going to be calling more of the shots now?
Perhaps not. I thought the bot lane, the initiation is happening, although Reality Rift backwards, can it be done? Ghost Scepter, and that should be it. Meanwhile, Venomancer comes in, Tinker comes in as well. Sansheng's gonna get the hell out there. Do we have detection? No jump here so far, although there was the dust on Venomancer. Seems like Hal wants to go right back for the Tinker. Look at that big hit, 4-staff backwards. Bulba picking up on very nice time, and meanwhile, Hal very low, gotta get out of that Rocket's range. But he does have the Reaver, so should be okay. But yeah, going back to who's controlling this game, you can see that TongFu, again, they're down by what, 9 kills? But they're the one that's constantly going for the offensive. Aside from that one engagement where EG is, diving aggressively for the mid tower, it's all TongFu doing the ganks. I know it's EG perhaps want to play defensive, but I mean, this is a different level of aggression. You talked about the warding, you talked about the big dives into the enemy jungle. TongFu just really, really want to control the enemies side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, the wards, the aggressive pushing. We even saw Panda pressuring way past that river by himself, and up against the Tinker. AG has some good initiation with the waveform, the Gale, pretty long range stuff, and TongFu are still keeping the fight on their side of the river, farming all over the map. Sansheng, by the way, has gone for Vlad's. I love this choice because they have 3 melee carries. It gives them some good damage, but more importantly, they have 3 heroes that do decent right clicks, the lifesteal will help, and well, this may be the real reason he got it. It's for a pretty early Ninja Roshan attempt by TongFu.
What an awesome build for Sansheng. Goes to Bracer, so we're like, okay, drums. And then go over club, okay, BKB. And then just like throws everybody's and goes flats. But yeah, the first two items, obviously to pick up a little bit more HP as Bounty Hunter really, really needs it. So not too bad. But here comes EG. They want to just go 5-man push. Entire team smoked up, although I do believe TongFu is
E-Blade on Fear.
Yep, he wants to pick off that Crystal Maiden right from get-go. And there's one interesting aspect about Ethereal Blade. Even if you don't kill a hero right from the get-go, if you remove her from the team fight, you just give your team a distinct advantage 5v4. Blinking clap. Oh, can you get off the clap move? He does get it off. Unfortunately, Demon's going to get sent back. So the ultimate is not going to be too effective. Drums get popped. They get the track of maelk. It's going to be a long chase. Pick him up in the air. And I think that is going to be the only casualty. A little bit of miscommunication. So Chen still gets to run out. Can you focus in 4 seconds stun? He's going to get picked off. Look at this long chase. Everybody on board with Panda gets picked up. And now Demon, he has the ultimate. He has the ultimate. Morphling gets a double. Man, the chase has been completely overextended. EG now leads by 13 kills. And I think TongFu is now in big trouble.
I mean, that was
6-7 kills are okay.
I
kills.
gotta question the decision there. How chasing deep after who was it again? It was Universe. There's a Ghost Scepter up, and then the rest of the team focusing on Fear, Demon, Bulba. They had to make up their minds. If you want to chase, that's fine, but everybody's got to chase then. You can't just have one hero doing it, especially not your Chaos Knight, who is that big damage dealer, the tank, with the Reaver up. 700 gold in the bank. So How just not on the same wavelength as his team, and he gets pulled in. 4-staff in. Was that Cobb? No! Tinker 4-staff him in because he has the Panda ultimate, but he's not actually going to find too much off of this one. With Shrek thrown up in the air. Track on the Fear, 2-second stun. Panda ult doing some big work. Will Awoke go down? No! Fear gets sent back to base, or replicates out actually from the looks of it. And now it might be Demon in some trouble. Clap onto him. Throws up the Chaos Knight in the air this time. Demon is just stealing all the spells this game, Lumi. I think he's going to go down though. He will. And, well, he overextends, but Fear comes back in. Adaptive waveform. Drive by Adaptive Strike, but he will pay for that one. Indeed, a big crit does him in. As well as that Shuriken toss. And they're still chasing. They are not done yet.
Well, maybe. Yeah, they're chasing more. There's a track on Universe. The Blink's cooling down just a bit from Moo. He's going to turn back. He sees Tinker. No, Tinker forces him to low ground. Great play by Tinker. Now Universe still in enemy territory. Feeling very, very aggressive. He's going to back off for now.
Well, I mean, look at the wards. He pretty much knows if anybody's coming.
Yes, definitely, that's the case. Now, here's the thing. You talked about the aggressive dive. I just want to point to maelk right now and see how well he's playing. First of all, look at his items and how far... I mean, this is insane for Chen, right? I mean, Morphling's getting most of the farm and Tinker's getting the secondary, but he is actually very, very farm for a Chen. Secondly, as he denies one of his creep. And Tinker cannot TP
trolling Bulba pretty hard there.
Secondly, early in that engagement, they had the null, the speed null, whatever it's called. But small engagement breaks out. How low Blue claps in, but with the Ghost Scepter, Venomancer should be okay.
I'm real surprised he didn't use the Panda ult there. To be honest, I mean, I feel like that's a good
no, that's the thing. It was good, but right now Chen is just doing so much. He had a speed creep earlier in that team fight. He popped the drum, and the entire team was retreating nearly at basically max haste speed. And that's why they had to chase for so long, and the Panda duration went down very quickly. And I think that is scaring Moo here. Like, The drum is such a big pickup in this game. We generally don't value it too much. We generally say, oh, a little bit extra movement speed. If you could get away from Panda even for an extra 2-3 seconds, that is completely huge, because that duration, every second of it is huge for Mu.
Yeah, I'm with you, and well, I gotta say, I feel like the other problem for Mu right now is he's gotta kill off the Chen, but he's also gotta kill Rubik. If Rubik is alive, that Panda Clap has a long enough cast animation that I think Demon could just steal this ult every time. Now, normally we don't see Rubik stealing Panda ult too often, because Rubik will just die when Panda drops the ult, but this is a game where he's getting it often. I mean, you're talking about maelk, Demon as well, just really setting up Fear here to do the big damage, and TongFu are going to try and get an advantage a sneaky way. They walk into Roshan, they have some vision up. EG have to have an idea of what's going on because 5 heroes are off the map, but Roshan is going to jump fast, and I guess EG is just not going to try and stop this. Oh, here they come.
They're going to try a couple illusions being sent in. It's tracked, and you know it's fake. Here comes the Furbog. At this point, teleportation comes in from Tinker as well. Will be continuing to march it up. Yeah, Roshan's not going to be quick enough. Now here comes Phantasm. He sees, oh, 4-sap on the low ground, 3 seconds of Reality Rift, and Demon completely trapped. Demon claps, he's gonna go down, and the team fight now breaks out. That should be in the favor of the Dire, as now Radiant full retreat being clapped. Ultimate here from the Panda. He sees Universe. Universe does have the Ghost Scepter. Universe gets sent back now. Chen is going to be the next target. Chen pops his ultimate. Will it be enough? He gets picked up in the air, bring him back down. He's brought back down. He's going to go down. 2 for nothing so far. Awoke's going to TP out. Oh, no, the Chen creep gets a last hit. Meanwhile, Morphling just going for the pickoff right now. Ghost Scepter trying to get the combo against Mu. Mu's going to TP out as well.
No, the stop! They get him!
Wow.
Great micro by Chen.
Oh,
Fear's not done!
No.
Kambu in a lot of trouble here. Oh boy, Fear wants this kill. He wants it bad. Micro in the treads, goes over to the entrance, has one wand charge. He's gonna use it, but he really needs a waveform here. An Adaptive, I don't think he'll do it. No, he's just gonna run him down. Kambu's too slow, and Adaptive does the trick, but Fear may pay for that dearly. Look at the crits from Hao. Oh, the Reality Rift, one more chops him up, and that was definitely not worth it. Still, overall, the fight goes very well for EG.
Yeah, pretty good.
And Roshan, by the way,
although Demon getting picked off right from the get-go. What's that?
Roshan, by the way, is still at half health.
Yeah, and I think Demon and his team perhaps looking toward to take that. But I think you're absolutely right. When Demon survived in the team fight, he just provides so much. And in that last fight, he got picked off immediately, and that's why you see TongFu kind of having a little bit more even in a team fight. It's not much, but no fuel, it's a big deal. The fact that he's stealing a lot of grit spells from the enemy team, that's a good deal. He has a 4-staff for his teammate or himself, that's a huge deal as well. His spells are extremely spammable, and removing Demon seems to do the trick.
Can I say, I feel like it's all in Hao right now to kill Demon, because the Panda, just the 4-staff really negates Panda's ability to lock him down.
Yes.
Panda also doesn't do enough damage, so I feel like if Demon just gets a Ghost Scepter, how is Hao going to kill him? I mean, the Chaos Bolt will do a bit of damage, but you're relying on those illusions for the big work. And look at Universe, this massive wall of wards here, scouting everything out, being a total nuisance. These have to be killed before Roshan dies. I feel TongFu is really forcing this one. This could be a big mistake here. Down in the pit, no Panda ult for 30 seconds. Lumi, they really shouldn't be fighting this in my book, but they're going to try into maelk. They go Gale hits on everything. Look at the crit! maelk just gets assassinated, decapitated, instantly brought down, but in the back line, Venomancer doing some work. Bulba as well, stabbing that march, but Hao just doesn't care. There you go, there's a Ghost Scepter on the Universe. Hao still gonna be chased? No. Hao very indecisive here. And everybody from EG continues to live for the most part. Only maelk getting picked off.
I just want to point out, Demon stole the Windwalk from Bounty Hunter, so now in that entire fight, he's coming out of invisibility, telekinesis people around. He threw Leshrac up to that war camp, and Leshrac had to TP out. Now, Roshan very low, Hao's right back, Blink Panda ultimate, he sees a Venomancer, Venomancer down to half, Venomancer's gonna go down, but Hao has run down as well. He's I think he bought out in this engagement as well. Morphling, it's just killing the Panda. Now the Earth Panda is the only one alive on the run. Was that a reality rift from Demon? Yes, it was. Man, every spell in the book here from Demon, I gotta say, he's probably using it better than the enemy team, or at least more effective. He's alive right now, and Fear about to get the Aegis, and I think with the Aegis, EG is now undoubtedly in full domination in this game.
They are. They're just, there's too much tank, too much burst damage. TongFu just, we're really seeing how strong Venomancer can be as well versus Chaos Knight. That Gale hit on the Chaos Knight as well as his illusions, and I mean, sure, he still gets a couple of kills with the Reality Rift, the Chaos Bolt, but not nearly as much as he would otherwise. And I mean, it's the downside of these melee carries, which they have 3 of. They're not as good at moving around the fights, getting the picks, even with Track. Blink in, clap on the fear, but they can't kill him. They want the replicant instead. Scythe onto sansheng. Might get picked off. He will. Bulba is unstoppable. And Mu out of mana on the back foot. Wand is used. Trying to blink away. Will he be able to? No replicate in. Just yet clap on the replicate. Kills that off. But in comes Spear from the back line. Ethereal Blade cooling down in 15 seconds. Mu is trapped, Lumi, and I think Mu is about to die. Demon 4-step in, Scythe onto Mu, completely surrounded, and he will be brought down too. Bulba did not have a good start to this game, but let me just say, he is playing exceptionally well right now.
Well, if your entire team plays exceptionally well, it's not hard that you follow up. How, by the way, it's going to eat a couple of nukes. Will the Centaur get in range? No, it will not, and maelk gets stunned up 4 seconds stun. As a return gift, Reality Rift, seems like they want fear. No, it's just going to harass him a little bit. Blink in from Tinker. Hexes awoke really low, and the pickoff. And another Hex comes in from Bulba. Look at the initiation, and how the heart is not enough. Crystal made on a full retreat universe. Slithering behind, the GG gets hauled, not an early GG by all means. You might have a good strong mid-game team fight, but when hexes are being chained, EBs are being fired off every single time, there is no chance.
Well, EG take game 1. Now remember, this is the best out of 3, so TongFu have at least 1 more game, but if they lose that game too, there's a chance they won't advance. There is a chance Derek could actually take that spot. So for TongFu, this is an important game to bounce back. Try and push it to 3 games. EG looking to close it out. They do have a long day ahead of them. They still have a best out of 3 versus LGD to go, who made it to the It's Gosu Monthly Madness Asia Finals. Ended up losing that to Zenith. But
yeah,
looking very strong. Looking very strong on the part of LGD. So this is the maybe this is the appetizer before the main course. We'll just have to see. But you know, you give AG a lot of heroes they like to play, the Morphling, the Tinker, and the Chen especially. And TongFu runs the offensive tri-lane. I go back to the tri-lane, and I feel like they might have been better off just putting Bounty Hunter down there, go for the strong dual lanes top and mid, shut down Bulba, shut down Demon, and maybe they would have had a better start. Hindsight is 20/20, but that tri-lane didn't work out, and despite a decent mid-game, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I also have to remind everybody that this series means very, very much so to EG. If they win the series, they are going to be surely advancing to the next stage. And that could be big, and they're going to fight LGD for the first slot, right, in the group. And that could mean quite a match. You're skipping an entire round of 16. So, yeah, these matches for EG coming up are very, very important. And that means they should be important to you as well. Don't go anywhere, guys. Game 2 coming up.